mountain, just me, my hound, and my gun. Chasing them deer, rabbit, and squirrel, now that's my kind of fun. I like going fishing too, I'll go on any whim, looking for the big bass, the crappie, and the brim. Just give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep. I want to ride the longest river in the world, or maybe climb the highest mountain peak. Like going down to the fishing hole, my buddies and me and my old cane pole. Bait them hooks and wet them lines, it's the life I love so fine. It's almost supper time, you'd think the world was mine.
And now for today's outdoor adventure, here's Archie Phillips.
Ooh, Alan, look at the amberjacks there.
We have dropped off in a school of them already.
Man alive. They up high too, aren't they?
Yeah, we're way off the bottom. We just got in the water here.
Look at that. There must have been 100 in that school right there.
We got off to a good start, though.
Yeah, this is the old LST off of Destin, Florida. And Alan, I guess that's probably one of the best diving one spot that they are in it.
Yeah, this is a good dive site right here.
What is our depth out there?
110, I think it is, Archie.
Look at the bait fish. My goodness gracious alive. They just covered us. Look at the snappers.
Red snapper, yeah. It's got everything on this dive.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why, but you can go out there and it seems like the fish just keep coming back to it. Look at the size of them. You know, those gorgeous snappers.
They like to look in the camera.
Woo. You know, one thing we've probably noticed about these snappers that they're very inquisitive fish. Look how they just keep coming back. He's right in my face right there.
Right. I wish they were a little bigger.
Yeah. Well, they do get some big ones on there from time to time. And, you know, when these hurricanes blow in here, they tell me that it just really brings the fish in. And just look at the bait fish. My goodness. That's the bottom where the hinge lets down right there.
Right, yeah.
And there's the old pulleys inside I guess that thing's been out there, what, 20 or 30 years, Adam?
Ooh, I've been diving it since the 60s, Archie.
And I guess they just carried it out there and dumped it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Look, this is the bow up under there.
We're up under it there, yeah.
Fish look at that big one right there. Boy, that's
a big snapper.
Fine. Yeah, I don't know where ever we got a shot at that fish, did we?
I think we got him a little later, yeah.
A little later. But it's just a gorgeous snapper spot. And of course, everything else I noticed is a whole lot of spade fish all back up under there. And just snappers everywhere. Amberjacks, we just came through that big old school of amberjacks.
Right.
But notice, though it seemed like, Alan, when they got a long something like that they can get up under, that they like that better than anything.
Oh, yeah. They like to hide under it.
Yeah, and I guess it protects them from bigger fish or something like that. I don't know, but snappers in particular like that kind of terrain there, I believe. And there went something out there.
There went two big little cobia.
Oh, yeah, right at the very top up there, about 11 o'clock. Giant cobia.
We just got a glimpse of them, yeah.
Just a glimpse of them.
There's why they were there.
What's that?
Big ray. They like to hang around with them.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know, but they always swim with those big rays or a sea turtle.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, now this one right here is a big ray, in case y'all folks ain't spotted him yet.
I'm going to stir him up so he'll move.
That is a big ray. And that remora that's on the back right there, they'll stick on. He's already stuck on him. He's hanging right there with him. See him right there?
Free ride.
Yeah. And, of course, you can go around this thing. It's really, you only need about a couple of divers on it, though. You get it too crowded, you'll spook the fish too bad. Man, what's that you're dragging there, that white thing?
That's my big sack, Archie. I hope to fill that up with some amberjack before we get off this dive.
Now, your method of bagging fish is a little bit different than other people's, isn't it? What's your reason for using a bag instead?
Well, I like these large bags, and I like to also bag them instead of string them because it keeps the other fish coming to you, and it'll also keep if you have sharks come up to you, they'll just kind of look, but they can't see the fish, so they just finally swim away.
In other words, they don't see it. Look at the snappers up under that rig. My goodness gracious.
Covered with snappers.
And you know that thing is fished all the time, isn't it, that?
Yeah, because it's got a lot of fishing lines on it. We know it's fished.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, you might drop a line in there. They just look at that little bat fish right down there on the left.
Yeah.
come running in there. But just cause that you drop a hook in don't mean that they're gonna bite. I mean, it's just like bass fishing. Sometimes when they ain't in the mood to bite, they just ain't in the mood to bite.
Right.
And what you doing right here, Adam?
I'm looking for lobster, I think, now. I always look under these structures for a lobster.
So I tell you, now how would you fix a lobster if you was to get one out Monday?
Ooh, I would bake him or boil him in this shrimp boil. Either way, it's just real good.
And just peel him out and go at it.
Peel him out and go at it.
I think you done spotted something up there.
There's a big amberjack come out and almost let me get a shot at it.
He just swimming around out there like he had good sense, had he?
Oh,
Oh, I can see why they're there, though. It wouldn't take much to feed a fish with all those bait fish up on there. Now, you got to give me some elbow room to get under there with you. I think
yeah, I
you
think we're
done.
going to go up under it and try to get one of those snappers.
Boy, there's a lot of fish under there. Looky yonder.
There's that big amberjack still easing away.
Yep. It's unusual for them to be down on the bottom like that. Most of them are way up over the wreck like
Yeah,
that.
he's just kind of cruising underneath it.
Spade fish everywhere you look. And this is the flap, the front end of the
Yeah, they laid
landing
that down
crab.
on the beach to run out on.
And that's where they would drop it in the tanks and stuff, would make their beach landing. They just run right off the end of it, I guess, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? And go on down there. There's a nice snapper laying back in that cover right yonder. There's one yonder coming in. Now these
I think he's
quartering
gonna
shots,
come
that's
in,
a good
yeah.
shot right there. Quartering shot right there, isn't it?
And he's going to turn. Yeah, we got him. Yeah.
Good shot. Good shot. And that must be, is that Lane over on the other side there, isn't it?
I think that's Lane, yeah.
Yeah, well, one of the other boys that's with us. Pull him right on out from under there. Dead-eye Allen. There you go.
We got that one.
Alan, how long you been spearfishing?
25 years, Archie.
25 years. Would you rather do that than anything you do?
More than anything.
More than, what about deer hunting? You like it better than deer hunting?
I like this better.
Like this better than deer hunting? All right.
I like the deer hunt too, but this is more fun.
It's more fun. And the only thing about it, when you're in deep water, like 100 foot plus, you don't have an awful lot of bottom time. You got to go down there and you got to watch the weather and this, that, and the other. So the bottom time is real precious, isn't it?
Right. You have to do a lot while you're down there because you only have a short time.
You got to learn to load quick, be efficient, know your gear, get in there and get out and be safe. Well, Alan, they still fish up under there, and a bunch of them.
Yeah, we back looking under that bottom again, and looks like it's still fish everywhere.
Them spade fish, they just a lovely, you know, they don't never get in a hurry. There's that old big snapper. See him out there on that back side? That's the one you're looking for?
Yeah, I think he's over there.
There's one out there over in the back side there.
Yeah, I see him. He's going to move in.
There's
in a
another
second.
one on the left up there, about 11 o'clock coming in. I don't know which one comes in, but
I think one of them makes a mistake.
yeah. It's that. Now, you don't want to shoot that going away shot if you can help it, because that's trouble, isn't it?
Yeah, he'll most likely get off.
Yeah. I see him. There's one coming yonder, Alan. See him coming yonder?
I think that's the one we're waiting on.
There's that old amberjack
That
again.
amberjack's still under there.
Look at that. Look at there. So many fish you can't see the fish.
It's going to be hard to see through them.
Look at that. Well, this is just a peaceful dive. You can get down there and just be amongst all those fish. And that old big one back yonder, I don't know what his problem is, but he wants to stay out from under there. I guess he hears that air from that
Yeah,
tank.
he won't let us get near enough for a shot, though.
Hell, and we'll tell him too that we're down there pretty deep right there now. That's looking good.
Yeah, we're in about 110 feet of water here, Archie.
Now, what you doing? You're creeping on him, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm waiting on him to get a little closer.
Now, what kind of length of shot are you hunting for on this
I
one?
want less than 10 feet.
Closer to 6.
Yeah, I would like 6.
Uh-oh, there's one doesn't come in. Look at that yonder.
Yeah, but I want that big one.
You want that?
There he
there
comes.
It comes.
There he
It's
comes.
curiosity now. Quartering shot, quarter.
Right
Oh, there
Right
you
there.
go.
Right where I wanted it.
Right there. If that fish had been bigger, you'd have a bent spear, wouldn't you?
Right, because he put it up against the hull of the ship and was really putting some pressure on it.
You just got to work him on back out of there.
I got to go up under there and get it now.
Yeah, it stuck pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was hung up there, too, wasn't it? Boy, I tell you what now, this is a lot of fun spearing these big old snappers like this.
That's a lot of fish right there.
Yeah, he's a good one. And the thing about it is, we want to tell them too, Alan, when you're down there like this, and it happens to me, and I know it happens to everybody. You got to remember your depth. You're gonna have more air. Look at that gorgeous thing. Then generally you got safe bottom time.
Right, so that's why we need to check that computer pretty regularly and you know, keep an eye on it so we don't stay down longer than we should.
Well, you take, if we had got down there, and let's say there was about 20 snappers under there that would run 10 pound plus and up, it would be a terrible temptation.
Yeah, we'd want to stay.
Want to stay and keep shooting. First thing you know, we look over at the computer and it'd say 0, and then it'd probably get into the minus column or something. You know what I'm talking about? That's a gorgeous thing there. Now that 450 Magnum, is that all the gun you need for whatever you're doing out there?
That'll do everything, Archie. That'll take any size fish that we see down there. I've got fish up to 100 pounds with that JBL 450 Magnum.
Well, now, the one thing about your bigger gun, you got to make up your mind whether it'll take any size fish, but it takes you a little while to cock it back up.
So it's about 5 minutes, you know, to redo the gun and string it up and cock it. Now there's a big amberjack I shot.
That was a fine amberjack right off.
That wasn't a perfect shot. I don't like to shoot them under me like that, but that was a big fish, and that was the only shot I had.
Yeah, well, a lot of times you got to get what's there, but there's a lot of other amberjack right there with that fish too.
Yeah, but this was the biggest one in the school.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is that what you try to do? Figure out to find the biggest one? There's a pretty good one just swam by just then. You see him?
Yeah, but I don't think he's as big as this one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine doings right there.
I think you're gonna get to see what he looks like now.
There you go. Oh yeah.
This is a big amberjack.
Oh, Michael, that is a big amberjack. And look at that little morph sticking to him there, Alan. See him on the side right there?
Yeah, he thinks he's a whale.
Yeah, well, he's getting that free lunch where you speared that big devil, I guess. And now, folks, that is spearfishing at its best right there. And you see where the hole was where he put it in there. And the detachable head is still down in there good and tight, so he's got enough leverage on him to hold him. What a fish. Folks had a great dive here, Alan. That old big one there, there was a couple of more down there, but they wasn't, I believe that's the biggest one on the wreck.
Yeah, it looked like the biggest snapper down there, yeah.
You know, you see them two giant lens fellas?
Oh,
they're beautiful. Man, they was, got Jim Gordon here diving with us, and Jim McLeod here. We're out off Destin on the old LST boat, and Alan, that first amberjack you had a hold of, he wouldn't do, would he?
Now he wrapped around and got off after he wrapped.
Yeah, but there was a lot of snappers down there, and they were spooky-fied, but them two big ling was hosses.
Yeah.
Now, Alan, tell me a little bit, how did you get started in this diving business?
Ooh, Archie, I guess I started back in the 60s, and probably the main man that got me into it was Martin McWhorter.
Oh, Martin McWhorter. Yeah, I know Mac. Everybody called him Mac.
Yeah, he builds compressors for all the dive shops, and I started diving with him probably 20-something years ago. And
did he teach you how to spearfish the whole bit?
Yeah, he was the main man. And he's still active in it.
Still active diving. I know if it hadn't been for Martin McWhorter, he took these old military compressors. This was after World War II, I guess it was, when Alan, way back before anybody was diving.
Right.
And he built them compressors up and made them where they pump these higher pressure airs, and I guess Mac probably pioneered the diving in the whole country, because he sends them compressors everywhere, and my hat's off to him, because he's really a great spearfisherman.
He is. He's still a good man.
Oh yeah. So anyway, we're gonna crank up here in a minute. I'm gonna get the captain back here just a jiff and let him kind of tell us about where we're at back in here, and what we expect to do on some more of these dives, and what the people that come to the Destin dive area can expect as far as diving goes. All right, folks, we've got Rick Warland here, who's nice enough to be our captain out here today. And Rick, y'all run the dive shop there in Destin, don't you?
We sure do. Have been for 12 years.
12 years. What's the name of y'all's outfit?
Fantasea Scuba Headquarters.
Fantasea Scuba Headquarters. What's y'all's phone number down there, Rick?
837-0732. Area code 904.
904. Tell me what people that call in down here, what kind of dive trips y'all have, and what all y'all provide for the divers.
Well, we run the full gamut from snorkeling, certification dives for instructors from all over the Southeast. We take experienced divers out for pleasure diving, and like the trip we're on today, we run the most experienced out here for spearfishing all-day trips like this. The mainstay of our trip that we run is a half-day trip, 4 hour, and you make 2 dives.
All right. We want to tell them that y'all some of the clearest water in the world down through here, isn't it?
Well, I don't know about the world, but it's awful clear today.
Yeah,
Y'all
and-
call it down there 80 feet.
What
or
can they
so?
expect? What kind of bottom can the divers expect in this whole general area here, Rick?
Well, Destin's blessed with a natural reef system, limestone reef system that comes right into the beach here about 2 miles offshore. And starting about 80 to 85 feet of water. And they're scattered all over. They range anywhere from a foot or two tall up to 8, 10, 12 feet tall. They're real pretty. Don't have a lot of the brain coral and staghorns like you see down in the Caribbean, but we do have a lot of sponges and sea whips, a few small hard coral species here. Lots of game fish, lots of tropical fish, lobsters, you name it. Whatever lives on the reef, we've got it here.
You got a few wrecks out here too, had you?
Oh yeah, bunches of them from the big ships and barges and such as that. We've also got the fishing fleet here builds a lot of artificial reefs, just car bodies and stuff like that that attracts marine life.
It's just a diver's paradise, isn't it?
I love it. It's great.
All right, go find us another good place,
Sure, you
Rick.
got it.
Ooh, what a school of amberjacks. Look at them things. And we hadn't even got the water good on that one, had we?
No, I think we just got under and we fell off right in like the school of amberjack, and looks like I got one just the first thing.
Right off the bat.
That was a good headshot too. That one's dead.
Yeah. A lot of folks don't realize how deadly those spear guns are. When you, Alan, actually, when that backbone, where that backbone joins the
Spinal cord.
spinal cord, that's
Right.
what you're really trying to get in, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll just take him out then. Yeah.
Ain't no ifs and ands about it, is it?
No, that kills them, and that's really what we want, so they don't fight you so bad.
Now this is out in the timber hole, I believe.
Yeah, we're on the
isn't it?
timber hole now. This is in 110 feet of water, and it's just a big reef.
This is one of Destin's probably most famous fishing places. It's dove, but it's not dove all. Oh, what
No,
a
it's
good
a- it's
shot.
a long
That's
run
a
to
graveyard shot right there. I
Right,
mean, that's
another one.
graveyard dead. Look at that thing.
This trip is about 30 miles out, Archie. Why a lot
He
of
ain't
people
even
don't go
flinching, Alan. Look at that.
Nah, that's where we want them.
Yeah. How far out was it now?
It's about 30 miles out to this spot. That's why it's not, it's not dove a whole lot. It's too long a run.
Uh-huh. Boy, you was all the way through him. Look at that gorgeous.
It's a beautiful reef.
They say they call it the timber hole because it shows up on the depth finder as trees. These rocks show up as trees. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's 8 and 10 foot ledges here.
Yeah, gorgeous. Now this is limestone. This is not coral. This is limestone with some coral on it.
Right.
But I guess it's the outer edge of the continental shelf, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we're sitting in 110 foot, and this runs for miles out through there.
Oh, just miles of it, yeah.
And people go all over the world to go diving when we got some of the finest diving they'll ever in their life. Look at that. Look at that.
I see a lot,
I seen him before you did.
but I got him.
Oh boy, what you
Big
going?
langusta.
Langusta, is that what you call them kind?
Yeah, some people call them spinies.
Uh-huh.
That's a good one.
You got to be careful putting him in there too, hadn't you?
Yeah, we might lose him.
He'll jump out there backwards, won't he? There you go.
We got him bagged, though.
There you go.
There's
And
a
while
big
I was over there
barracuda.
looking at those little old reef fish on that thing, man, you graveyarded him, didn't you?
Yeah,
Good.
that was a good kill shot, too.
Man,
That's a nice barracuda.
you put that right in there where it needed to be. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous. Gorgeous fish. And
There's just all kind of fish on this reef.
what are we, about 100 and, we got about 13 minutes of max bottom time under
Right. Yeah, we've just about used it up here, probably.
there? Yeah. Oh, look at
There's
that.
another barracuda.
Yep. He was just laying right.
That's taking me for a
Hey,
ride.
Alan, this is that brand new. Look at that ride you are. Look at that thing pulling you. Alan, you gone there. This is that new barge that they dumped off of Fort Walton Beach. It's not even supposed to have any
Right.
fish on it.
About 6 months is all it's been down, I think, or less than 6 months.
And that was about the only fish on that wreck, wasn't it?
That was the only fish we saw, and he was up under the bow of this wreck.
And I told you took your other JBC gun. Which one?
This
did
is
you?
just a Magnum gun I shot it with, and not the 450 Magnum. It's a JBL Magnum, and it's not quite as big, and that's why I didn't get a good kill shot here. And this barracuda pulled me everywhere.
That's a humonstrous barracuda. I'm talking about a humonstrous thing there. And you got a pretty close shot, though, didn't you? I mean, you got in close, didn't you?
Yeah.
Alan, you know, we really want to thank Rick Warland of the Fantasea Dive Shop out of Destin, Florida, because he really put us on some beautiful dive sites out there. And that great big old barracuda just kind of topped the day off. And want to tell them, too, also they've got an excellent bridge rubble dive right off the pass there in about 60, 65 foot of water. It's just a gorgeous dive for a lot of younger divers, and it's just beautiful scenery, so anybody can go in there. Now, Alan, you about got that big devil subdued there, and he's about ready to put in the boat there, but you didn't even want to bag that big thing, did you?
No, he was too big to bag. We'll just bring him to the top.
Bring him on up to the top and pass him off. Now, you got to be real careful right here also, because if you pass that gun up and that thing ain't stuck good, you need to kind of keep a grip on him or let them gaff him from the top. Otherwise, you're going to be in some deep trouble right up there, aren't you?
Right.
There you
Real careful with him.
Real careful. Ease him on in. It's a 45, 50 pounder, one gorgeous fish. Rick, I guess we're going to feed everybody in Destin now. You see them all gathered up here? Look at him. I'm here to tell you, that's fine. Y'all seen how it's done. Aluminum foil, a little butter, Dale steak sauce squirted on there, and if you want some salt and pepper on it, it's better to do that after you get through with it. Go spearfishing, enjoy it, grill it before the sun goes down. And come on down here to Destin, have good time with these folks down here at the Fantasea Dive Shop in Destin.